Ronnie. I'm taking you this week to Bagni di Lucca. It's a beautiful town and area in the hills of Garfagnana, northwest Tuscany. It's about 20 miles or 25 minutes by bus or train north of Lucca. There is a train station about 2.5 miles from the city, but several buses that go back and forth. So, enjoy. Bagni di Lucca translates to the baths of Lucca. It's famous especially for the hot springs and thermal baths, known since the Etruscan and Roman times. Bagni di Lucca is in the Lima Valley and it lies on the Lima River, and it's comprised of about 25 picturesque villages. The entire area really has a very rich history as a popular place for European nobility and the elite during the Renaissance, and having the first casino in Europe. In my search for the perfect region to find a vacation house, I noticed that many expats were talking about Bagni di Lucca. So I started watching YouTube videos about the area and became a big fan of Piazza Talk Lucca with Celia Enzo. I decided to go check out the region and sent them an email telling them I would be visiting to take a look at that area and a house, and asked if I could interview them for my new channel about why they chose Garfagnana and about their beautiful vacation home. They were very gracious. They not only granted me the interview, but also picked me up at the train station and gave me a tour. It was a really lovely day and a very kind gesture. Enjoy the interview, and a very heartfelt thank you to Celia Enzo. Hi everyone, Ronnie here with Celia and Enzo from Piazza Talk Lucca. I'm so excited to be here with them. I've been watching them for more than a year now, since I decided to buy a second home or vacation home here in Tuscany or this region. So thank you very much for being with me and meeting with me and talking with me. And I'd like to ask you some questions and have you share some information with everyone, if you don't mind. Their channel is fantastic, and they talk a lot about the area, and they've got a great place here. But I've seen your video on how you two met. I know you've been together for a long time, so if you don't mind, could you tell people how you met?
Well, we met in London, but you can tell the
yeah, we met in London because I was working on an exhibition on Arabic manuscripts with Enzo's best friend from university, and who was a colleague of mine, and so we met, and then after a dinner party we decided to meet up after work, but I that day fell over and hit my head on a marble pillar, and split my head open.
Oh, lovely.
And Enzo came with me, and then he stayed with me, and then he never moved out. That was that. We've been together for 30 years.
Well, I never realized that it was not moving out, because still had my flat for some time until I realized that I was never going back there.
Well, that was probably painful, but a nice coincidence. So you were living together then in London?
London, yes.
Yeah. And what made you decide to come to Italy?
This is an interesting question.
Yeah.
Well, it started with a holiday, because we stayed with a friend who has got a house in southern Tuscany, and we said, oh, we like this place very much. And I said we should actually live in Italy. Then we came back a year later and started house hunting. That was in southern Tuscany, not here. We said the rest of the story.
Well, we decided that southern Tuscany was just too remote, and I felt it was one step too far for me from international airports, from my friends.
Yeah.
If I needed support, and there was one child, I think, in the whole of the junior school, and so we decided. Enzo had a colleague who had a house in Bagni di Lucca, and so we decided to drive back this way and realized that this area was very well connected for airports, and it was very beautiful.
Yes.
It had both culture and nature, so it just suited us. And then we chose a village, and we chose our village because there were families, lots of families. And so having a single child, we wanted her to be part of a community and us to be part of a community.
Well, we can see from the background how beautiful it is. And the name of your house here is Le Mora Villa Tuscany.
Yes.
Can you tell everyone a little bit more about the house and what you do here?
The house was originally a farmhouse, and we bought it from an antique dealer, in fact, in Pisa, who used it as his country house. And we made it our permanent home for many years. Now we do divide our time between Lucca and here, because we decided to convert it a bit into a business. So we rent it out during the summer months for holiday life. So it's a casa di vacanza. It's a holiday home.
The full house.
The full house, yes. So we let it out to one group, one family, or one group of friends. Or
So I know
generation.
I called it, well, at one time I called it a B&B, and you corrected me. So what would be the difference then in having...
We're not present. We rent out the house as an entire house, and people use it like a home
Yeah,
for their stay.
very nice.
Yes.
But we're always happy to answer questions and be by. And we've met wonderful people and made wonderful friends, including on our channel this summer, a lady from this area came who'd
Emigrated.
Thank you. Sometimes I can't speak any language. Emigrated to Canada, and her
After
heart
the Second
has
World
always
War.
been here. Yes, after the Second World War, and her heart has always remained here. But obviously, she's got family and grandchildren, so she brought her children and grandchildren to show her, and she told us her very touching story, but also what life was like during and after the war in this area, which was very interesting.
Wow.
And she was an absolutely delightful lady.
And also life was in Canada when she arrived after the war, in the middle of nowhere. So interesting story that we're very honored to, be able to interview that lady.
Yeah. That's fantastic. I know that currently I hear a lot of people saying that they've purchased, they bought in this area, or they're looking in this area. And I know, as I told you, I was looking at an apartment in the area. But I really didn't understand how things worked here, how far the train was, and the transportation. You can look at it online or on a map, and you don't really understand how it works. So now that I'm here, I see that it's a little more complicated getting to town than I expected it to be. But it's also more beautiful than I expected it to be. It's really amazing. Would you say that the people that are interested in moving here, they really need to have a car, I think?
They do, but people do move here without cars, but it's more of a challenge, certainly. If you have a car, you have independence. And it also depends where you choose to live. If you choose to live up in the hills, then it certainly makes life easier to have a car, even if you just want to drive down to the station. So, yeah, but any rural area, anywhere in the world,
for more independent transport.
yes. Maybe one day, we'll get electric cars that you can hire at the station and so on. But at the moment, a car, I would have said, is certainly helpful.
Yeah, I would also say that in the village there are a lot of people, Italians, that don't have cars. And they found a way to, when another to go and do their shopping, go to Bagni di Lucca, might go to Lucca. I was seeing a gentleman who used to capture the bus, go to Lucca, go to the bars, have a couple of glasses of wine, and coming back to Benabbio, so almost every day. So he was retired.
I mean, it depends what sort of life you want.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking a combination of both. You could be in this area and have a quiet and beautiful life, and still jump on the train and go to Lucca and shop and see friends and have dinner. But I'm still trying to navigate that, see if that's, a possible lifestyle choice.
I mean, being up in the hills, it's you get the views, and you get obviously it's sunnier in winter and cooler in summer. If you're down in the valley, you get convenience.
Right.
So
you have to bounce between these two things.
Yes, it depends what you're looking for, really.
Yeah. Just by doing a little investigation in the area, I noticed that there is a lot to do in this area, both winter and summer, and I'm not sure how much of the winter that happens, but there's rafting, there are the termes, the medical spa.
The spa at the moment, there's only one bit that's open. I hope the main bit will reopen. And another bit of the spa is being restored at the moment, but it's going to be part of a resort. And whether the resort will allow people from outside the resort in or not, I don't know. But up to now, yes, the spa, you could have gone through the national health system. So whether that will come back or not, I have no idea.
Yeah, but the spa is not only is medical, but also for, I would call it...
beauty.
Beauty, yes.
Yes.
Depends on the waters.
Benabbio, which has reopened as a private spa, offers beautiful massages and treatments in the most beautiful marble bath.
Nice.
So let's hope that it will expand again, because Bagni di Lucca was designed, or redesigned I should say, because it goes back to Roman times, but it was redesigned by Elisa Bacciocchi, who's Napoleon's sister, as a spa garden, and there were actually paths between all the spas, which seems to me such a modern thing of the moment. And so there are these beautiful villas, these beautiful walks, and these beautiful marble baths. And in Benabbio, you can lie in a marble bath as Lisa did.
Just to interrupt for one moment, everyone that's watching now, if you look behind in the background, you will see where all this marble comes from on the white mountaintops in the background. That's Massa Carrara for the Carrara marble. And it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted them to know this is yes. It's really incredible, incredible. So you wouldn't say that this is the spas currently are a tourist destination then?
Not at the moment. No.
Even now, I've seen the Benabbio, quite a few foreign people there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
They're coming, but it's a very it's one section. It was a much larger complex. I mean, there are in the main spa area there are these caves where the Roman legionnaires sat, which is you know, when you go in, it's quite breathtaking. The heat takes your breath away as well. It's very hot.
There are also over 20 wards. Some the number is disputed, but somebody said 21, somebody said 25, and each water or each mud is for a specific reason. Some for the skin, some for the kidneys. So there are several kind of possibilities. Now the Benabbio's got maybe 1 or 2, but if they reopen the term, it's got to be probably one of the largest variety of different waters in Italy.
Nice, nice. Even random videos I see of the area, people are in waterfalls, little hidden areas that are so beautiful and hidden away and small, and they just kind of pop up everywhere, it seems.
Well, while swimming, which I have to confess is not my thing, it's not cold water, but it is fashionable at the moment, and people swim in the Lima. In the river,
yes,
and there are lots of splash pools, and we have very near us as well Canyon Park, which is becoming quite a big attraction, which is about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes from here, and it's in a natural gorge, and you can do yoga on paddle boards down there, you can do freshwater diving, you can do trekking in the water. And then, as you say, we have rafting. So, yes, nature.
So much to do.
And the wonderful, wonderful walks. And then villages around here also have festivals. So, all through the year, but particularly here we're noted for chestnuts. And so chestnut flowers. And we have our own special dessert. We make these sort of pancakes out of what do you call them, pancakes? I guess.
Yes, a pancake, like crepes.
Like crepes, yes. Made out of chestnut flour, and of course chestnut flour is now a real superfood.
Yeah.
You don't need to add any sugar because it's naturally sweet, so you just need chestnut flour and water to make these pancakes, and we can add ricotta. I mean, some people like savory, even put some sort of bacon or sausages sometimes, but children like with something like ricotta. That's the favorite.
I'll have to try that before I leave. I think it's also keto friendly.
I don't know about that.
There are festivals that
but it is high. It is high in protein, and of course we have porcini mushrooms in this area.
Yes, it's slightly early now, but probably next month we got to have
in a few weeks now.
Yes.
So what is to expect in this area in the winter time?
20 years ago I could have told you exactly what the climate was month by month. Now I can't tell you anymore. It used to be very wet in the autumn, and then in January it would become cold and bright and clear. It's become warmer and damper, certainly in the winter. Of course, the big sort of event for winter is the carnival in Viareggio, and it's become a big thing. And also well, it's the end of autumn really. At the end of November, Lucca has Lucca Comics, which is one of the biggest crossplay.
Is probably second after the one in San Diego in California.
Right.
There's another one in Tokyo as well, but it is I mean they think that even 500,000 people turn up.
I heard it was big. I didn't know it was that big.
But everybody's so far polite, and never, as far as we know, never been any major incident.
No, and they love to sort of pose for you and talk to you. I mean, it's actually a really lovely event. Strangely, it's a bit like another carnival.
Yeah. I love that the towns and villages around here have festivals. I love that. It's
yes. There's also a carnival in Castanova, I think they do now. I mean, it's been for some time, but it can be more. What's the name?
It's growing.
Yes, growing now.
But Lucca has the the concert in June, the summer.
The summer festival in July, end of June.
Yes,
July.
it's mostly pop and rock music.
Yeah,
a big name.
Kiss was there this year.
Yes.
That looks like a lot of fun. That's what I would.
We talked
like
to the
see.
technicians. They were charming.
Yeah, I mean,
Not the stars.
all the big name I've seen. I mean, all these. Probably slightly dated in the sense that for my generation, like James Taylor. I would say Bob Dylan's people. I mean.
It's still the good music, though.
It is good news. It is indeed good news anyway. So I've seen many times Crosby, Stills, and Nash in several combinations.
And am I right? Is Robbie Williams coming next year?
Oh, it's been here already because
I'm
been
not
here
sure.
once or twice. Anyway. So I mean, big
Well,
names.
Rod
of the,
Stewart maybe is coming next year.
Oh,
yes, I mean there are sort of big established names.
yeah. So that's on my bucket list for sure. But also all of the medieval festivals and
There are medieval festivals.
Different occasions there.
Yes, and then of course there's the Puccini Festival, which is in Torre del Lago, which is very popular, as Puccini was born in Lucca, and indeed he was up in Bagni di Lucca as well.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes, where he composed part of Turandot. I'm not sure, but
It wasn't finished, was it? So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me and us, and thank you for inviting me here. It's amazingly gorgeous. I'm going to add the information so people can come and stay here and watch your channel because it's really fantastic. It's very enjoyable.
Thank you.
And thanks for meeting with me.
We like to share this area, which we do think is incredibly beautiful.
It is.
This little lost gem, really.
It is.
There's so much to discover here. I mean, after 20 years, 20-something years here, I think we know a lot of things, but we discover new things every day. There's always something new never heard before. So it's so rich in heritage, in food, in anything.
Well, those are the things that drew me to this area. I started to hear people talking about it a little bit and did a little more investigation, but I didn't really hear them talking about what was actually here. And then when I started looking at the map and different videos and things, it was really astonishing at all of the resources that are here and all of the beauty that's here. And really so many things to do and come and see.
I mean, I think, the time of the Romantic poets when they were all here, this actually was the #1 resort in Europe.
Wow.
There were royals, writers, I mean, the big name of literature, they been here, I mean, even recent years. In
and even, yes, but also earlier, back to Montaigne, who loved this place.
Nice.
And Bagni di Lucca was a very exclusive destination.
Yeah. Well, I can certainly see why. It's really amazing. Really. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we will see you on YouTube.
And good luck with your house.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay.